is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty Mouth Radio, Dirty Mouth Radio. This is unethical. This is unethical. This is unethical. Dirty Mouth Radio, Dirty Mouth, Dirty Mouth. Dirty Mouth Radio.
What up? It's your boy Kemetic Energy, and this is Dirty Mouth Radio. Dirty Mouth Radio, produced by Livewire Sound and Entertainment. We got a full house today, man. We got a few guests. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves right now. Let's go around the room.
You know, it's your girl Golden.
This is Prince, Kemetic Science.
Antoine, Kemetic Science.
Brother Kim, Kemetic Science.
Sade.
It's your boy Cray New, man.
So we back at home again, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Back at Kemetic Science Institute. How's everybody doing?
Perfect.
All right.
We've been waiting on you to come back. We got
It's been so long, my feet hurt.
Oh, shoot. It's about to get
been on a
real.
long road.
Good to have you back.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Cray, did you want to kick off the icebreaker, or do you want to wait till another one to do it?
Oh man, we could. We could just open it up. All right. Okay, so I was tripping the other day, thinking to myself out loud, which some people think is insane, but whatever.
Okay.
I came up with this question, and it might be fairly easy for most people or some people, but not for most. All right. So the question is, can you ever truly say that you have loved someone or something if that love has never been tested?
You want me to start off with that?
Yeah, Prince, my man.
Okay. At the end of the day, if you don't love yourself.
Oh, Prince, hold on 1 second. I know you about to go in, but I do gotta add this. I gotta let y'all know this is a compound question. So
Okay.
whichever way you go, I'm gonna probably have a question waiting for you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I think that you have to get to the context and define love the right way first and foremost. So in order to eliminate any issue, any problem, let's define the words the same way first. Okay? So for the most part, let's look at it like, love is to inspire, to uplift, to encourage, to be in the best interest of, and there's a couple more we can put with that. Will we all agree that's what love is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, if you don't have no true love for yourself, then there's no way possible that you can love anybody around you. No
Come
way
on.
possible. Because
So
it
as
starts
it's-
with self.
Okay. So as it relates to, somebody else wanted to say something.
Nah, I'm rolling with that.
So as it relates to intimacy, it don't even gotta be intimate. It could be just upon mother, father, daughter, son, grandma, uncle, whatever. Okay. So as it pertains to that type of relationship in particular, if that love between you and that person, like you might love yourself, you know what I'm saying? And you meet this person for the first time in your life, whether you're a baby or whatever, you're an adult. You meet this person. Is it love at first sight, or is it something that you have to go through in order to identify and indicate that this was love?
Well, first of all, I thought somebody else was gonna say something, but love has to be taught. You have to experience that. You have to be taught that. So if you've never been taught how to love, you're not gonna know how to love somebody else.
So you have to be taught how to love. Okay.
Right.
I think that falls in line with what Prince said. You got to start with yourself.
Right, you start with yourself.
Yeah.
And you love yourself. I don't believe from my research that it takes a period of time for you to learn how to love somebody. If you love yourself and you want to love somebody, you can love them in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that because that's just like if you had horrible relationships with your parents. But if you love yourself, that's going to show you how you want to love other people.
I still think it comes down to being taught as well, because some people don't. I guess if you're not taught, you don't know how to express it correctly.
I agree with that because
I can agree with that to a certain extent.
The love for yourself in my opinion, I feel like it's different when you have to love somebody else. Because when you're trying to love somebody else, and I guess when you go in that relationship with them, you have to deal with certain things as well because they are a different person and they're not you. So I think that's the part that has to be taught. But loving yourself is something I believe is just it's formed within you, but to reciprocate the love or to receive the love from somebody else in that relationship, that part I feel like it's taught, and it gets taught at a young age and just development.
Right.
I get that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that is true. But that's what we're basically saying, that you have to be taught how to love yourself.
Yeah.
Once
Right,
you
that
learn
too.
how to love
Yeah.
yourself. But see, the teachers don't know what love is. So how can they teach you how to love yourself?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And like I said, you know, most people who come in the store, I think we said this before, that the majority of the people think they love themselves because the TV has showed them a form of love, or the radio has showed them a form of love. And it's not no healthy form of love, because if you truly loved yourself, it's no way possible that you will poison yourself on a daily basis and love yourself. And you can't, like, at the end of the day, it's no way possible that you can love anybody else if you don't love yourself. That's including your babies. That's including your family.
Yeah.
This is why your family members will turn on you. How many friends have you had ever since you was in elementary school? Because it wasn't a true, healthy form of love. So once you identify that, then everything will get better at that point. But it starts with you. You are the main focal point of what happens, what transpires for the rest of your life. Is focusing on you first, and everything else will fall in place.
I see what you're saying.
It should also be clearly defined. A lot of us think what love is oftentimes codependency. What we think love is oftentimes it's an arrangement. It's based on things that have nothing to do with the inner work, as Brother Prince was saying. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And I think there's this African proverb of be mindful of someone who offers you their shirt and they're naked. So folks will show that they love you and they care more about you than they do themselves. That's something to be mindful of. Oftentimes, those people will have ulterior motives.
Wow. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
that could go into a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
I want to jump back for a second, back to what you guys are like focused, where it's stemming from. So the premise is you have to be able to love yourself in order to love someone else, right? That's what everyone's kind of conclusive to.
True.
All right. So with that being said, does that love for yourself have to be challenged? Is there a challenge? I'm trying to figure out, and I want people to think about this. Is there a challenge that must occur at some point in time within your love, whether it's with yourself or with someone else? Does that challenge have to occur in order for you to actually be able to say with actual evidence that you love someone or yourself or something? Does there have to be a challenge?
Well, I wouldn't say it has to be a challenge, but the way the universe works, it will be a challenge. That's just like when you're dealing with people and your family and people you care about. You're gonna have situations that's gonna prove itself. Like, so do you love yourself enough to tolerate something? Do you love yourself enough to walk away from something?
Walk away.
That's where I'm trying to go. Yeah.
So things like that. So I feel like, at any point, it's not a point of worrying about if it ever will be challenged or trying to make a situation so it can be challenged, but it will be eventually. So just make sure you love yourself enough to be ready for it.
Yeah, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going like, okay, I was just saying, I made a stat just now where I was saying, I'm so thankful my mom always taught me to make sure I can finance my life. That way I'm not staying in any situation for what somebody could do for me. And a lot of people know that, don't love, not getting the love that they need in certain relationships, but if somebody's doing something for you, you'll stay. Or, you're comfortable because,
And some people are
I don't
taught
have
that
the means
as well.
to. Yeah, some people are taught that.
Yeah.
And we go by the language. The language is the barrier. We talking about the word love. So we've been taught to use the word love, and really our actions don't reflect love.
Right.
And that's the issue. That's the issue alone. It's these words being thrown around frivolously, and it's not that. That's why certain men and certain women are capable to get away with. They never show no, real love to anybody else, but they're saying it all the time, and that's enough for other people.
Wow. Yo, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big because people do say that they love stuff all the time. It's become like a greeting.
Right. That's just part of
like, what's up, love?
And I feel like what you were tapping in on is that love is a verb. It's an action.
Okay.
It's not just something you just throw around. You have to show people rather than tell them.
Yeah.
Everything is based off action.
Yeah.
Everything that we do on a daily basis, if you take the language away, if you want to know somebody's truth, just watch them long enough without no words being spoken.
Right.
That's why we say in Kemetic Science Institute that if you cut our tongues out, you still know what we're doing for the community without a word spoken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the language was given to you as a barrier to confuse you. To manipulate you. It's so many different definitions of the same words. It's for a purpose. To make it harder for you to be able to understand somebody else, to be able to articulate.
Indeed. So, if you had no tongue, how would you show that you love somebody? If you had no money, if you had nothing tangible to present to somebody, how would you show them that you love them? What is love? What is love? Some folks feel like love is a thing that's exchanged. Some folks feel like the highest form of love is preparing them to not need you.
Wow. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Damn.
Love is love. You're right.
Well, if anybody in this room want to hand me $50,000, then I'll love you for that.
Oh my goodness.
Love is also just doing things that you know is from your heart without nothing expected in return.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Give without receiving.
Yeah.
That's some good points.
So you would say that's unconditional love because there's no condition placed on it, correct?
Well, that's a word again. Unconditional.
That's another word.
You
So
know?
now you're describing it.
Right.
Yeah.
We get mixed up in the terms.
I see
and
what
the
you're
words.
saying. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
You don't have to
either
specify
either
something
you
that's
love me or you
conditional.
don't.
Okay. Damn.
Indeed.
Kind of like African American, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
We're born American, why we gotta be specified African?
I just said that the
Yeah.
other day. I was like, why are they called European Americans if we got to be African Americans?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think partly that's on us. We should call them European Americans. We should call them. We should call them that. A lot of things that we're allowing. We're you know what I'm saying? Look, one of the things that we make a habit of doing at Kemetic Science Institute is renaming whatever we want to. Is identifying ourselves, and if we feel like renaming something, we do it. The rules are that other folks or other entities or other demographics, they've labeled certain things. So I was like, shit, why not we do it?
Yeah. Our own labels that benefit us more.
Indeed, things that empower us, things that like empower us, or just just separate us, or something that like we're behind that nobody's no one has control of but us. We rename shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's a revolutionary act. Because if you know that you was given the language, and the language is part of your enslavement, then it's a problem for them when you change it around.
Oh, it bothers them. It bothers them.
Because they gave you this language, they say, look, pretty for the most part, oh, you gonna change what we gave you? So
Right.
you're basically freeing yourself of change.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it becomes
Piss 'em off.
unorthodox. Right.
That's right. That's right.
Now you're a rebel.
Like Dirty Mouth Radio. Rebel. The rebels in the sand.
I think that was a good icebreaker, man. That was really good, man. Let's get to the nitty gritty now.
Well, what we want to touch on today, we want to get more into the context like we always do with Kemetic, is get into the context of the issues that we really having in the community, and which are the ones that nobody want to address, the ones that make you feel uncomfortable. And a lot of times being uncomfortable is going to be the best thing for you. If you're comfortable all the time, that is deadly.
Yes.
It is deadly to be comfortable. So we want to touch on this psychological warfare, this spiritual warfare, and we can go from that point. Because I think that's the umbrella for all the issues that we have, is this psychological torment that we've been through as people, and we continue to this day.
Yes, I've been waiting on this psychological warfare speech, man, because I'm going through it psychologically, man. They calling me crazy, man. They calling me crazy. No.
Hey, check it out. Check it out. Crazy is a
I'm
five-letter word. Crazy is a five-letter word for thoughts and ideas that are too complex for little minds. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. That's all crazy
I'm
is.
complex.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. You man, bro. I appreciate you being on this show right there.
Man.
But nah, go ahead, Prince. Get into it, dog. Get into it, big dog.
First, I would like to give thanks to a few of the speakers that has come to Kemetic Science and drop some jewels that help us analyze the situation that we in. And one of them is the late great Dr. Africa. That rest in power with him. He's a psychologist, so he dropped a lot of jewels at the science that we are using today to help analyze this world so the babies will have a better reality. Ross Ben came through and he blessed the store. Powerful. It's a couple other people that came through.
Brother Carson?
Brother Billy Carson that came through. Amazing.
Oh, well, Forbidden Knowledge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing brother came through.
Oh, man.
So, with that being said, let's look at it far as, the top, like the context of everything. In war is not fought anymore through weapons as far as ammunitions and guns and stuff like that. It's fought with, the assault on your mind. And once they come for your mind, then everything else falls under that. So if you look at it like, if they've been studying our minds for a long time now, everything that we do on a daily basis is we do because they want us to do. They dress us the way they want us to, whatever they want us to wear, and that's what we wear. Whatever they want us to eat, that's what we're going to eat. So this is the reason, this is supreme psychology, psychological warfare, is when you sit down at a table every day and you eat poison and you say, this is really yummy. This is really good. That's supreme psychological warfare. Okay? Supreme psychological warfare is when you will kill yourself, and if you will kill yourself, then you will kill other people around you unconsciously, including your offspring. Okay?
Especially your offspring.
Well, the offspring is the future. And so this is what the store is derived for. It's derived for saving babies. And that's the context. Like people, for the most part, they talking about economics, they talking about business, but at the end of the day, the people who rule us on a daily basis, they know the future is in the hands of the babies. So this is why if you don't get your mind set straight, you don't get your mind right, then you're going to give the babies detriment to destroy the world.
Pass it on.
So if you want a prosperous world and you want this world to be a better place, then you have to use the babies as the paintbrushes and create a new world with them.
Right.
So with that being said, you have to understand the fact that your mind is not yours. Somebody has hijacked your mind, and every day what you do, you are performing and pretty much acting out what they want you to do on a daily basis. You
like programming.
You're definitely under program.
And a spell.
Wake up,
And spells.
Wake up every morning with a valid effort to pack yourself with poison. Show your babies how to pack themselves with poison, and show their babies how to pack themselves with poison. Repetitive cycle over and over again, and then you go out and you destroy the planet. You destroy,
Damn.
That's something we do on a daily basis, but we
Sound
don't
like
know.
a movie.
Unconsciously, we don't know it. We do it with a smile on our face, and we love it. So, supreme psychological warfare is making you enjoy destroying yourself and destroying your babies and destroying the planet.
Okay, so my bad, bro. So at this event, is it an event or a seminar? What exactly is the activity that you guys hold? It's at the shop.
it's a daily routine.
I'm about to say it's daily for them.
This isn't like a show for any kind of muse or any stardom. This
Right.
is all for constant battle. Like Brother Prince always said, we're working part time on a full time enemy. So we don't take no breaks.
So every day, how are you guys teaching individuals, where exactly to start? I know you're saying you start with the baby, and we had this conversation on the last episode a little bit. I think we touched over a little bit, but how with the children do you maneuver through all the waves, I guess you would call them, because there's so many different types of waves and angles that they hitting us. You know what I'm saying?
Recognizing what love is.
Okay.
Recognizing what a healthy form of love is, because when you recognize what a healthy form of love is, then you're gonna study yourself. So once you study yourself, then you're gonna realize that you've been poisoning yourself. And then when you realize that you've been poisoning yourself, then you say, well, who put this stuff in front of me? Who put this stuff in my food? Who put this? Why are they trying to put this stuff inside my body that is not beneficial to me? So that's where it starts. From that point, when you understand what love is, then you're going to go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out more about yourself. And why do I function this way?
And then you start teaching others. Yeah.
Then you can't teach nobody else unless you're on this journey of loving yourself. It's no way possible. As you see in history, listen, you shouldn't worry about nothing else on this planet until you worry about yourself first.
Hey.
Don't worry about no economics, because your body is economics. So you shouldn't worry about anything on this planet until you get yourself together first and find out what a true healthy form of love is for yourself. Then you can move forward. That's the basis for everything on this planet, is realizing that you've never loved yourself. Ever.
And then the reflection of that shows on your babies. So they watch everything you do.
Yep.
Yep. And repeat everything you say.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So they don't they don't have to do nothing. I mean, they freed you because now they rely on you to destroy yourself. They don't have to really kill your babies, even though they do it sometimes, because they rely on you to do that for them. So we're just pretty much taking on, what they want us to do on a daily basis, to destroy ourselves, and like I said, to destroy our babies. It starts with just identifying, like I said, the love for ourselves. That's the basis for everything. I know I keep going back into that, but it's very important.
So I'm trying to now you got me thinking, what is the root of it? Because they're destroying themselves too. Is the root of it money?
No.
I think it's just mental dominance. That's what I feel like.
Power through.
I feel like it's just. My bad. What?
Oh no, I'm sorry, man. You good?
Oh, I just feel like it's just about control, because like rich people, they don't. I mean, you can't blame it all on the rich people, but I mean, they the ones that's manipulating everything. They got bread. They got money. They don't. At some point in time, they don't even care about money no more. They not working for money. They just working to put themselves and their generations after them in a situation where they can manipulate and steer the world the way they want it to go.
But like you just said, that's power.
I think it's like a video.
It truly is power.
It's power. It's never been about money.
Yeah.
It's never been about money, because the people who really at the top of the hierarchy who rule us, it's never been about money. That's why it's about energy, because if you control people's minds, then the people going to bring them whatever they want. So it's really, and that's what the money sign is all about. If you look at the money sign and turn it sideways, that's the current, that's the energy that, that they're using of ours.
That's why they call it current. That's why they call it currency.
It's never been about this paper that has no value. It's about controlling human beings, because when you control the human beings, it's a wrap. Then the human beings gonna do whatever. Just like this is the reason that we kill each other on a daily basis, because that's what they want us to do. It's not about the the materials. We are the gold bars. We are the Maseratis. We are the jet planes and spaceships. That's us. But they took that value out of us and put it in the materials, and that's the game.
And like what's one step above money? Power. I just don't see anything else above that. You got the money. The money becomes irrelevant when you have the power. That's kind of how I just.
And
sometimes I think it's
the power.
Yeah,
it's an addiction for the power. They will never give it up because they're addicted to the power.
I'd like to add there's also some self-preservation going on. I'm a huge fan of my boo thing, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Rising Power.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Oh, man.
Sister Francis speaks on self-preservation of the European, of us in this country being 13-14% of this country. But in the world, Europeans are 13-14%. So we're talking about the entire globe. So if, just on a subconscious level, if you know that you are a minority, then you have to take steps to preserve yourself. And those steps, oftentimes you don't even think about it. If you think about taking care of yourself, just on an individual level, if we're riding in our cars and a squirrel jumps out in front of us, that squirrel is done. And we don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So we have to bear witness to the fact that this is how we are engaged. It's not even personal. It's either me or it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever means to ensure my survival, the generations after my survival, whatever means there are that I have to take, then that's what we're going to do. That's what we're up against. It's not going to be any convincing or changing any mind or praying anything away or voting anything away. Marching anything away.
So, brother, just for the listeners, what he is saying is basically we are up against people who are still trying to survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they will kill your ass.
Yes.
They're the endangered species, not us.
Right. They're becoming extinct.
Let it be known.
And it's a science.
They the ones.
It's a science to it. The ill thing is that they've studied our sciences about everything that we are, so to better be able to maneuver and outwit us.
Yeah.
And outwit us. They've been studying us, but we haven't studied shit. We study entertainment.
Exactly.
Until we start looking at that. And really what that's going to do, to allude back to move on back to what the Prince says, when you have a sense of self-love, then you'll be able to walk away from that. When you have a sense of self-love, then you'll be able to admit that, for the most part, like Dr. Layla Africa said, we're out of our minds. But we have to admit it first. If we don't admit it, we're going to continue doing the same shit.
Right. You have to identify the sickness before you can get rid of the sickness.
Indeed.
And if our minds are not ours, then we're going to teach our babies the wrong. And here's the thing. Here's an example. So it's very easy for us to teach our teenagers and our kids, things about a car, how to change the oil on the car. How you go to Auto Bell and you keep your vehicle clean. You're saying and all those things like that, it really don't matter, because then we forget about ourselves. It's mechanics that know how to break a car down and put it back together, but he don't know nothing about himself.
Yeah.
He don't know anything about his body. That's the problem. That's the key, because we've been taught to worry about the wrong things. They took the value, what I'm saying,
and put it outside of us.
And put it outside of us. So now we feel like, shit, I got this Maserati, I'm sick as hell. I'm sick. But I'm valuable though. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick, but I got these gold chains on and I got the mansion. That's the basis for all that. Like, look, you have to know your body better than anybody on this planet.
Yeah.
It's no excuse. It's pathetic for you to go to another human being and ask them about your body.
Who's practicing, by the way.
Right. Who's practicing, on you. So
I'm supposed to be franchise player. Y'all here talking about practice.
I went to school for 8 years to practice on you.
And that's equivalent to, if you look at it like this, you drive your vehicle all day long, and then you get home and you go to your neighbor's house and you ask your neighbor what's wrong with your car. That's equivalent to what you do when you go to the doctor.
Hey, what's wrong with me? Well, shoot, let me look at you. Tell me what's going on.
Right. Matter of fact, and then what the doctor said, listen, he said, I can make up anything. I'm going to make up something, you know what I'm saying, because you don't know. And I'm going to make up something, so I can feed my babies and you're going to pay me.
Take this and call me and stuff like that.
Right, and then I'm going to kill you later. I'm going to, slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, give you something that's going to kill you anyway. So
drug dealers. They drug dealing out here.
Legal drug dealers.
That's true.
I'd like to add that what we're talking about, this is something that's you rarely ever put on the table. What we're dealing with is not something that's monolithic. And when I say something that's not monolithic, the brothers and the sisters are going through the same shit. Somebody's not going through it worse or better. Somebody's not less responsible for what we're going through or more responsible. We're both going through the same thing, might just be a little different. It is our responsibility. It's our responsibility. It's not the man's responsibility. It's not the sister's responsibility. It is our responsibility. I just wanted to put that out there because oftentimes there's pressure put on one of the genders. You know what I'm saying? We get into this man versus woman shit, and all it is is just a circular movement. I think who was that? Sister Frances Cress Wessel. She said, going around in a circle, oftentimes, only thing that means is you're not going anywhere. So I wanted to put that out there. Like, we all have responsibility in this, and it's not something to be weighed on just one of us. And it's not just the men and the women. It's the youth, the elders, the folks are. It's not just the artists or the folks who are quote unquote conservative. It's not just the working class or the elite. It is everybody's responsibility. If you have melanin in your body to switch things up, to change the narrative, to change the paradigm, to control the narrative, it is everyone's responsibility. All right, boom, that's it.
So let me ask you this, because we're talking about the Queen, Frances Cress Wells, and she talked a lot about cognitive dissonance. So,
and Amos Wilson.
Yeah,
brother.
Say it again. Say it again, Kemetic, for those who didn't understand.
Dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. So, and this is for everybody at the table. Define cognitive dissonance and how should I ask this question? For people that don't know, where should they start with that? Anybody at the table?
Well, first, detox what you've been taught in the first place. So basically,
Well, first, what is cognitive dissonance? Like, what does it mean?
See, I was gonna have us define it, but it made me think that listeners got to do some homework. So do your homework on
Love
it.
Well,
and we can go ahead.
It means,
Boy, you got to do the homework as well.
That way you get more involved.
Well, I'm trying to keep up with the conversation, bro. I'll give a brother a clue or something.
I'll say this a little bit, and I'll kind of paraphrase. Cognitive dissonance oftentimes is having two thoughts in your head, and one of them is contradicting. One of them is contradicting. And I will say this. I want everybody in here to think about the times when they knew. I don't think anybody in here didn't know when they was bullshitting. I don't think there's anybody in this room from the time you learn that when you cry, somebody picks you up, that you don't know what you're doing. It's just whether or not you want to be accountable for it.
Yeah.
Cognitive dissonance plays into that. It's like something that you know. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna front like I don't know, because once you know something, what we do here at Kemetic Science Institute, we don't just talk about the stuff that we read or we absorb. We walk it, and it's not some easy shit. It's not easy.
That's a whole nother level. It's a whole, for you to be knowledgeable is one thing. But a whole nother level is you to apply that knowledge to make your circumstances better. That's a whole nother level.
Shit, for you to say, I know. I know. Like, think about when we're children. If you told your mom, your parents, that you knew something and you acted like you didn't know, there were consequences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you knew.
Yeah.
Or shoot, when we're adults, we might get into something, get caught up in something, or be around some folks, and we get jammed up. And our folks are, damn, man, I knew that. Like, well, shit, why come you didn't say anything?
Yeah. That's true.
All right, let me back away from that.
Accountability. At the end of the day, KSI is all about accountability.
And people are comfortable. People are comfortable
That's the thing.
of being in that position, and they don't want to do anything. They found their little, quote-unquote, little safe place. Right, their little safe place, and then somebody presents something different, and they don't want to do anything about it. They are comfortable. They are comfortable in that position. It's too much work.
And it's
that's
scary
hard,
for you to deviate from what you've been doing and
it's
from what everything. And then everybody
don't
around
know.
you was looking at you because they with the program, as you would say, and you trying to be different from the program.
It's kind of like your mind's like this, like, man, I've been doing this for I don't know how long. It's been working for me. Why would I switch now? You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been believing in Christianity since I was born. You know, what's the point of me convert into Muslim or Buddhism or not believing in anything at all?
So check it out. I'm glad we're on the same page, brother. I was just So
I felt that transition coming.
So if that's the case, then we talk about the masses. And the masses are doing things because it's comfortable, because it's easier. Doesn't all good Christians, good book teach that the path of the righteous is straight and narrow?
Wow. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then doesn't it seem contradictory to be doing everything everyone else is doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
And feel comfortable doing it?
Well, if you're studying Christianity, you know that you can't be of this world. You gotta be doing.
Well, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Right.
But they do the very thing
because it's hard
to do.
And
it's hard.
Comfortable.
And we flesh.
And wasn't brother Yeshua a rebel?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeshua was a rebel.
Yeshua was a rebel.
He was the straight and narrow, the righteous. So. I'm back with the
All right.
Because we could go on that. But back to what Kemetic was asking. Kemetic, you asked, where do people start with cognitive dissonancing, right? Okay. And Brother Prince, you was about to go ham on that question.
Sorry about that, Brother Prince.
I'm sorry, bro.
You pretty much, you know what I'm saying, covered what I was going to say also.
Okay.
Just basically not wanting to be responsible. It's being presented with new information and you cool with the old information, even though, the new information is more beneficial to you. But you rather, just stay with the old information. That, he pretty much, Brother Kim covered that,
Yeah. He did. Covered the hell out of it.
He covered that. Definitely did.
Okay. So switching gears, let's go back to the store. So this isn't the first episode we had of Kemetic Science. So I'm going to ask you guys, what has changed from the last episode to now, specifically dealing with the store?
Oh, he got a try now.
Oh, right
He
now.
got a real try.
All right now. All right now.
He got lawyers on his team.
Okay. Yeah.
For real?
Want me to show you?
Added more members.
That's tight.
They about to get you.
Yeah,
That is
boy.
tight.
They here.
I must say, for myself, that is pretty amazing.
And of course, we've been, studying and reading more, so we definitely have more, information also to present.
Okay.
That's good, Frank, man. That's good, dog.
Definitely.
Shoot, I would say outside of the store, what has changed? It's been I won't call anything that's been going on. I won't attach anything as being unwell. I call what's going on, what's been the recent events, as a paradigm shift. And during this paradigm shift, I've noticed that a lot of folks who have been struggling with their cognitive dissonance, it has cleared up. Folks have been, let me be specific. Our folks are moving towards practicing more nepotism. Our folks have been moving more towards the truth, not just surface truth, but a deep truth. Our folks have been more open to getting their minds right and leaning into mental health. Our folks have been wanting to get their bodies right. And since we've been rocking for like damn near 4 years, and since this whole paradigm shift has limited people's movement, so folks were like, shoot, I would look outside of the city. I would look outside of the country. Shit, what do we have in Charlotte? Guess who they got?
Right.
Yep.
And then,
Tight.
for the most part, people, from the last time y'all came in, people realized that we wasn't a pop-up shop and capitalizing off people's sickness, during this COVID. They knew we've been here the whole time saying the same thing. We've been going hard the whole time. So the people came out, and more people show support because they understand that, look, this is what it's all about. We've been here screaming the same stuff. So more people are waking up and showing the love, and it gives us hope. It makes us feel a lot better when people they have more of a concern for themselves now. So that's how you change, circumstances. Like, we said, having more of a interest in yourself. And to get off, subject real fast, when you have an interest in yourself, and let me say this, the war is really against our own people. So the people who look like you are going to be the ones that come to destroy you. So once you identify that and you take an interest in yourself, then we can get past that first hurdle of, fighting our own people. Before we can even get to the main battle, we have to get past our people first. The people who look like, you and I. And that's what I've learned the most in the store. It's going to be the people who look just like you. And these people who look just like you are working, their mindset has been hijacked from the rulers, and they work in the best interest for the people who rule us, and they don't even know it.
And right. Damn. So basically the enemy surrounds themselves with our comrades.
Supreme psychological warfare is taking your people and turning them against each other.
Against you. Yeah.
They don't have to do anything. All they do is rely on us to kill ourselves. And that's what we do. And like for the most part, some don't even know it. They do it unconsciously, the same way that a parent will feed a baby candy, not knowing that candy is poison.
Do you believe that our people will ever universally like come to a cognitive understanding and actually try to fight against this situation or band together and meet in arms and with hands against these situations and scenarios? Do you think it's possible?
Right, well, to say slowly but surely.
I think it's kind of crazy because I don't know if it was Hitler or if it was Herbert Hoover. He said the biggest fear is Negro unity. I think that right there, it speaks volumes. So that already tells you they know what the biggest fear is. They know what they fear, and they know what we need to do. That kind of like lays the blueprint for what we need to do. That cognitive understanding right there is the biggest fear that they have. And they'll try anything in their power to keep that from happening.
And the fact that they've been researching us more than we've been researching ourselves.
Yes.
You don't think they got the tendencies already for that?
Yeah.
They ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So y'all saying y'all don't think it's possible for us to ever, win?
We don't. What we do what we have to do on a daily basis. We don't worry about, okay, so what if? If we have if our heart is beating every morning, we're going to get up and we're going to do what we have to do. Without, second guessing it. For like what we're doing today is for the next generation. If we may not change these circumstances this lifetime, but I guarantee you we're going to drop, the light bulb in the mind of a child that continue, this, passes this torch on to their, their kids and keep this going. It's too deep for us right now to, to make that determination, but we're going to continue to try. We can't give up.
Yeah.
That's not even an option. We have, for the most part, put our lives on the line, and that's what we're supposed to do because we are warriors by nature. And if you understand that you're a warrior by nature, then you have to do anything that's needed, by any means necessary for these babies. And as y'all know, that Kemetic Science Institute, like I said, is derived to save babies. So if you're not willing to give your life to protect the babies, then you're out of your natural state as a human.
That's real.
So if you
That's
want
devastating.
to worry about this vehicle and how many women you got and how many cars and how much material you got and you forgot about the next generation, that is necessary. That's necessary.
I call it hip hop. That's what I call it, hip hop. We didn't forget about like in the and it's so crazy because like the music industry and the movies and all that stuff, it's so powerful right now, man. It's like they just plug. It's like they just plug in damn sockets into our head and just like,
That's a part of the New World Order.
You know?
The New World Order was, bringing radios and bringing. When we think technology is for us, when technology is created, it's for the best interest of them.
Right.
It's never, you know what I'm saying, for you.
They have about
So
20 years before they give it to us.
right. TVs
Exactly.
were for a purpose to keep us controlled.
Control
Radios
and
were,
to track us.
given to us for a purpose of control. And people don't understand. If you look a little bit deeper, and that goes into the frequencies and the megahertz. And this is another thing that we study also in Kemetic, is somatics. Understanding that the music that you listen to on a daily basis is more detrimental, almost just as detrimental than anything else. Because if you go into the spiritual aspect of it real fast, that it's, it emotionalizes you. It opens you up, and it takes away your common sense, your analytical thinking. All that stuff has been severed. That's why you have people going back and forth, and not really even thinking it. Because that thinking process, that analytical thinking has been severed from you. So now you're making a decision just like that.
Right.
And it's
I don't think
spiritual warfare.
No, I don't. Go ahead, brother.
And it's a part of spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is that's a part of your vessel has been taken over by foreign entities that control your body for the best interest of someone else.
Yeah.
That's
it's like and people, I don't think people really understand. I talked about this all the time because I'm a musician and I'm an artist and all that stuff. So I know how music works on a more scientific level. You know what I'm saying? Because I've actually studied the theory and stuff behind it. People don't understand how mathematical music is and how scientific music really is. They just think it's a bunch of sounds arranged in a certain way. Sounds can control certain things in your body at certain frequencies and at certain levels, because sound is vibration, and everything around you operates off of energy, which energy itself is vibration, which vibrations come from all different types of areas. Waves are vibrations. You got radiation, that's a vibration, and all these things come from external places outside of this planet. You know what I'm saying? So when you can manipulate those vibrations and control certain strands of people's thinking and stuff like that, that's when it gets real critical. And people don't understand that the music that they're pumping out here, like with these real minor key tones and stuff like that, major tones,
the low frequency tones.
Exactly. Majors usually tend to be more happy and staccato and all of that, and minor tones usually are the more darker tones of sound,
Yeah.
So what folks don't bear witness to, and I talked to a brother in Augusta about this, and pardon me for interrupting you, family.
No, you good, bro. You good.
Hip hop is a beautiful vehicle. I want to say that. The music that's super popular now is, and I want folks to bear witness, and I want y'all to hear this and understand this. What's got the young folks and what's making it so influential right now, we're listening to a bunch of warrior music. This is warrior music that we're listening to. It has its place. It's just we have not bred the warriors correctly. We have not bred and cultivated and gave the warriors purpose. The powers that be know this. And shit, real talk, we know this. That's why we have these knee-jerk reactions to when folks talk about the younger folks and the older folks. I'm a creative myself, so when I hear folks my age talk about what the younger folks listen to, I'm like, yo, man, I used to listen to Two Live Crew as well, but also Two Live and Crew and Public Enemy were on tour together, so there was a balance. And it was also up to me what I put in and what I chose to rock with. So a lot of this is also our responsibility. We can talk about
True.
Look, we can talk about the powers that be, but they wouldn't be doing the work that they're doing unless they didn't know that we're powerful.
Yeah.
We can switch all of this shit in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
We can switch it all in the blink of an eye.
Yep.
Like look, man, by the what is it? Wednesday? Wednesday. By Saturday, we can have everything shut down.
Yeah.
Just by switching it just a little, and that's just the shit that we like to do.
Yeah.
That's just the stuff that we like to do. We can start controlling the narrative things that we just like to do. And folks not bear, you know what I'm saying? Folks didn't pass down the history of hip hop culture, the meaning of it, how it changed like gang culture, how, you know what I'm saying, how the rhythms were important, how it informed a whole bunch of stuff, how it was science to it. And real talk, how it has a feminine aspect. How it has a feminine aspect. The feminine aspect of hip hop culture is taking something from nothing and creating something.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't bear witness to that. But you know what I'm saying, it's deep, but it's not really that deep. It's like shit, it's like right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like right in front of you. And all you just gotta do is just stop. Just stop just for a quick second, like, oh bam, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And use it and take it back. Take it back. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Look, take it back. Take it back like you take back, you know, going to a restaurant and getting your food, you know what I'm saying, wrong, and you get mad about it. Take it back like that.
Right.
Take it back like going and standing in line for a pair of shoes or something like that. Take it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take it back like, you know what I'm saying, feeding into these images, these beauty standards that are not ours, and you plug into them with heavy hands. Take that shit back.
Oh,
Yeah, these beauty standards got ridiculous. God damn.
Take it back. And you understand, a lot of the ill thing is oftentimes it's free choices. Oftentimes nobody's putting a gun to our head and making us do shit.
Yeah.
But that comes from
They-
loving yourself.
And it also comes from the other thing that y'all talking about, the programming, what we're being programmed, what we're being fed, what we're being taught.
Sounds.
So you combine
Sounds.
that, not loving
With
yourself,
not loving
with the
yourself.
program,
Right.
and
being
then the sound
programmed.
frequency
The
matching
sound
that's
frequencies
being done.
that open you up.
That's-
Because once they play these
that's
certain
true.
sounds that open you up, then you pretty much gonna do whatever the music say do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same way, like, you know, you have this Indian man who sits Indian style and plays this flute, and then this king cobra comes out the basket.
Yeah.
And then when this snake comes out the basket, he's able to kiss this snake, the most dangerous snake in the mouth, and pat it on the head because the snake was seduced through the sounds. So now you put that to the people that are seduced. How do you get the gods and the goddesses to get to their knees and beg every day? Through the music that they listen to.
Right.
So I think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's
The Pied Piper.
it's coincidental because we have these history segments, and we did an episode called Music and Medicine, where we correlated music with actually healing the body. And we talked about how back in the day they had a lute, and how a lute plucking the different strings will react with the different fluids in the body. It was just, I still think it's just, it's
Play the heart
mind
over
blowing.
us from head to toe and
Yeah.
heal the whole body. So if
Exactly.
you know that you can heal the body through the harp, then just think about what they're doing to you, because they always do the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all
So
piano
now
is
they
a
playing the
sideways
music to make you sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Piano's a sideways harp. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So-
Exactly. Exactly.
But his mind.
Yeah.
I think it's wild, man. Oh my
Yeah, those ideas are all crazy.
Yeah.
I did want to go back to the beginning of this conversation. I forget who said it, but we were talking about what was it? It was something along the lines of roles or something like that. I forget. I wanted to ask a question. Does anybody at this table believe that the man and the woman should have roles? Do you believe in masculine and feminine roles?
First of all,
In
we're
relationship.
duality.
Yeah.
First of all, we are
Individual.
one.
Okay.
So everything that's going on that you see is bearing witness to just them dividing us from that one. That's why everything going on, you have women over here with the feminism, men over here with the brothers coalitions. Everything going on is bringing light and entertaining everybody in the sense of keeping us separated, because they know together we are one.
Yeah.
And they know that our power is the greatest when we are one.
I like where this conversation's going. Oh yeah,
Indeed. And let's talk about let's start talking about families. If we're talking about what the roles are, what is the purpose of a family? What's the purpose of a family? Folks haven't even gotten that down yet, and they want to get into what are the roles of a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Ask people what's the purpose of their family or what their relationship is.
What does a tribe do?
Yeah.
What does a tribe do?
Right, and like y'all say, they have no idea. They don't even know what the child did. They have the kids because they're so cute.
Like
So
Not overstanding that babies need to be born for revolutionary purposes.
they're meant to supplant you.
so basically, folks are having children as possessions or accessories.
Yeah, I was going to
and
say
using
that.
them
Yeah.
as such.
But then what's a man's duties and what's a woman's duties?
Yeah.
To do any and everything necessary to sustain that tribe.
That's right. If I have to go out there and wash the dishes and she have to cut the grass, then that's what we do. We're going to join together and we're going to do what's necessary.
Y'all hear that out there? I hope it's hundreds and thousands of people listening to that.
Wait, I keep checking them like, dang, y'all need to be on this.
That is important. That is important. And, I think like that, but you never really hear anybody like execute on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Brother, I will say this. It's more going on than not. It's just
What's been publicized.
it's what's been publicized, and the boneheads are making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But what should be going on is just folks don't give that light.
Yep. But we do.
But we do.
And we would like to say this also. We give thanks to all the goddesses that are standing up, you know what I'm saying, and they riding with us and they understand that it's not a gender warfare.
Nope.
And,
Right,
we're going to do our part to protect the goddesses, you know what I'm saying, also. That's our job. So like I said, we are born warriors. So we can't allow them to put this wedge in between us. That's what they want to happen. So we have to be smart enough and wise enough to understand that, listen, that's part of the game.
Yep.
That's checkmate.
yeah.
That's checkmate, because, genocide is real. Genocide is us against each other. It's the woman against the man. That's us right now. See, most people don't realize that. They think genocide is far-fetched, but genocide is today.
It's been happening.
It's today. It's right now as we speak. But
And
you have so much stuff your mind has been bombarded with on a daily basis. You have your job. You know what I'm saying? You have this music that's being played, and you're riding with the music on all day. You have all these issues and problems. You have stress. You can't even get a good thought out your mind.
Right. And don't want to.
Yep.
That's some people.
I'd like to also add that protection also looks like saying you dead ass wrong for that.
That's correct. If I love you, I'm gonna hold you accountable. If you was my best friend and I know you was engaging in behaviors that was detrimental to yourself and your baby and other people, then I'm gonna check you on if I really love you.
If I really love you.
If you love you, but a lot of people don't like that.
Because they don't love themselves.
But I've been that person where it's like, yo, you don't, I don't, and then it's like they shied away.
It goes back to loving yourself. Like you just said, I love you enough to tell you when you fucking up.
Yeah.
Craig can tell you that. Craig can tell you that all day. I'll tell his ass in a heartbeat. He was wrong for that shit. He was wrong.
Hold up.
He already know.
I'm the wise man.
Love is revolutionary.
Yeah.
Love is revolutionary.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. When you go to war for these babies, that's how much you love these babies.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah.
That's the highest form.
That's the highest form of love. You're not just gonna shy away from it like, I don't want to get into that. Okay, real love is gonna put you in a position where you're gonna risk everything to make sure that you do whatever you have to do for anybody. That's what true love is.
Whether they respect you or they don't, you know what I'm saying?
And at the end of the day, I don't. If you can't be in my tribe, if I can't tell you when you're wrong, because I want you to tell me when I'm wrong, because we got to be together and we got to stand up for each other.
And that's how we're gonna change circumstances when we have the women and the men doing that to the people that's around them.
Yeah,
That's how we
I
change
agree.
the circumstances.
Because amongst all of our groups and our circles and stuff, there's a lot of fear going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of fear of constructive criticism, and there's a lot of fear of giving constructive criticism because of how the person might react to you. You know what I'm saying? But like you're saying, if you love yourself, You know what I'm saying? You're not afraid of, the sticks and the stones and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can give reputable information to somebody and tell them like, yo, this is jacked up, dog. You need to change, and them throw heat back at you, and you be cool about it. Like, okay, but at least you know.
That's how you grow as an army.
Because iron sharpens iron.
If they throwing
exactly.
heat back like that,
Yeah.
then you don't have yourself a friend. You have to, you know what I'm saying, get away from people like that.
That'll
Or
show
else,
you too.
right, you have to.
And
So-
real talk, if we're talking about war, if somebody is in your platoon and you're
Yeah.
like, yo, fam, you need to do this. You need to do this. You jamming up on this.
And you want to commit mutiny?
And you
tell
want to
me-
be upset?
You want to commit mutiny?
You about to get us killed.
You gotta get this
Right.
kid. And they have to go.
Yeah.
They have to go.
Yeah.
Mutiny,
Yeah.
You risking our lives now.
The punishment for mutiny is death.
Straight liability.
Death.
You liability. You have to go.
You can't save them, bro.
No.
Liabilities. No
You giving
liabilities.
away opposition. You giving
Yeah.
away opposition.
Yeah.
Contingencies.
We are putting us at
A weak
risk.
link
We are at risk.
at risk.
We at risk. You giving away opposition. You gotta go. 'Cause
Yeah.
we gotta keep going that way.
Yeah. That is the truth.
My man laughed.
Hey, but look at that clip right there.
Shut your ass up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. That's real. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. I like that right there.
Oh man. All right. So Mike is messing up a little bit. So to kind of get back to just to switch gears, I guess for the last aspect of everything for the whole episode for now, because I know it's another one coming. I already know we're gonna be back.
Oh, I
over
hope
here.
so.
So I just want to go back to how we keep talking about self. So from self-hatred, self-defeat. Oh yeah, that's true. That is, yeah, boy. So I
got a feeling where this is gonna go. Go ahead, bro.
no, it's kind of just trying to give listeners a starting point, right? So you have a lot of people that always ask themselves this question: where do I begin with that? Everybody says self, 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 self. What do I do? So one thing I've done from the last episode to now, I've done a lot of research on myself, and I've done a lot of meditating, and I've done like small things like speaking to my ancestors. Matter of fact, Craig, you have a song called Ancestors. Your particular song, I have actually been listening to almost every day because of your lyrics in there. It drives it just drives the point home of everything. And if, with your permission, I'll let everybody listen to it. We might even attach it to the end of this episode. But that aside, when it comes to meditating, what is the best way to begin with meditation for the person who may not have ever done it?
Let me say this real fast. We're going to get to the context real quick. And when you say about how do we start with self-love for ourselves, the first thing that you have to do, don't worry about meditation until you stop poisoning yourself. Okay? You can't even meditate accordingly if you continue to take chemicals inside of your body that was created in the lab to make sure that you can't do all those things. You can't be spiritual until we screen our body of these toxins and poisons. Because remember now, these people are working diligently 24 hours a day while we're watching No Look Passes, Love and Hip Hop, and Atlanta Housewives. These people in labs making sure that they have chemicals that make sure that cut us off, that sever our connection to spirituality. This is why, I think we got into it before. After church, they go feed you the food that's not good for you. So we have to first eliminate the toxins in the body to truly be spiritual.
Through the detox.
Right. You have to. You can't skip stages of this.
Yeah.
Because these people go hard. They've been studying us for thousands of years. They're going off a blueprint that's been passed to them to make sure that they continue to keep their boot on your neck. So,
and they got teams of these people too.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why they give you sports. So when we're paying attention to the sports and all these other distractions, these people are working in labs to make sure that we never reach that connection. Because when we reach that connection, it is a wrap.
They're done.
And that's where we started, just decreasing the toxins inside of the body. That's first and foremost the first thing you can do. And in order to effectively control a people, they have to sever your senses. This is why we can't see. This is why we can't hear. This is why we can't taste and touch. You in a dark room and don't know which way to go.
And no intuition. No intuition.
So that's the first place we have to go, is decrease the toxins in the body. And then I guarantee you're going to start to feel better. Your dreams come together. All those things are coming together when you see that, you decreasing the toxins. You become, I'm telling you, automatically you become, more spiritual. And then you will say, well, damn, if that just decreasing the toxins in my body made me more spiritual, then I realized that these people are trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Start right there, and then everything else will fall into place. And that's through, my experience. And then many other people who come through the store, because once we screen, we show them the things to do to screen their body, then they be like, they come back in and be like, I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
My memory is coming back.
Yeah.
My concentration is coming back.
Yeah.
Those are all the things. Your eyesight comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing better than breathing. Breathing is the foundation of living. That's why the first thing that happens when you come in the store, we help you breathe. Because once you can breathe, then all else falls in place.
Yeah. I mean, I can admit for myself, that's one thing that I have realized. Like, within the last 2 weeks, I have been able to dream a little more vividly, through certain practices and detoxing and things like that. I've gone off the rails a few times. I won't even lie about that. But I have seen a shift, and I felt it. It feels different.
It's great, when you decrease the toxins, because the toxins that they put in our food, air, and our water, it attaches itself to the pineal gland. And the pineal gland controls our dreams, our memory, And once you, decalcify the pineal gland and nourish it, then you will see how everything started to fall in place. So now you can manifest the things and send out information to the cosmos accordingly. Because if you think of it like this, if you know that these people been studying you, and then we are, for the most part, we are all antennas, right? So those pyramids that set up around the world are nothing more than antennas. Like, they mimic us.
Yeah.
So if they poison you on a daily basis, then you can't send out the correct information or receive it. So you're just like a radio station with static. Nobody can hear you until you turn the dial and get to that station. So now I can hear you.
That was profound. Yeah, that was
I
profound.
can hear you clearly now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you're putting out the right information and receiving the correct information. And that's what it's all about. Making sure that you're not putting out the proper information to the cosmos, and you're not receiving it, and you're not manifesting, the way you're supposed to.
And I think it's crazy. Pretty much summing that up is so simple. It's just, that's the most simple thing to do. Just detox. Like, just stop what you've been doing.
Stop what you.
Well, you know what? It's not that simple when you have people been studying you for a long time.
Right, exactly.
We wish it was that simple.
Yeah.
But these people, they have their ways. They put this chemical, the same types of chemicals that's in our food, is the same kind of chemicals that's in, the candy, that's in crack.
Right, it's addictive. That's what I was gonna say.
People don't understand that.
That's why when you went off the rails,
Because you wanted it.
Yeah. It's like that. The answer is right there. Carrying it out is always going to be the challenge.
Execution will always be the hardest.
Yeah.
The same chemicals that's in the candy that triggers the mind for like the addictions, the same chemicals that's inside the food.
Yeah.
And this stuff is highly addictive. It makes people, when they come in the store, like, this food is so good, hell, I might die. Like you don't want to change your life.
I ain't giving this shit up.
Right, like, I'm not giving this up. Like, look, if you don't give this up, you have, it's a chance that you can, you can make a transition. And they say, well, I don't know about giving that up.
Well,
that has to be powerful.
Yeah.
Well, can I get something that at least tastes like it?
For you to be in the balance of whether you're going to give your life for the taste of food.
Well,
That is powerful.
I mean, I just can't get past the taste.
Right. and that's how.
You laughing?
Yeah,
Right. That's how, Brother Daniel. That's not the
Yeah.
easiest thing. Like, remember now,
Yeah.
these people are working.
Yeah.
I've seen there are folks that that react violently, damn near violently, with their body shifting. There was a sister that had come in the store and she had taken something. She had taken a cosmic colon flush.
Oh man, I took that.
Hey, we love it.
Yeah, I mean, but see, I've taken it twice.
Mm-hmm.
First time, Prince told me is the nastiest thing you'll ever take, but it'll work. It definitely worked, and now I'm to the point that it's nothing.
I'm in disagreement with it being the nastiest thing.
Black seed is nasty.
Black seed is repulsive. But it does work.
Yeah,
but it does. But it does work.
Man. Yeah.
And the key is, I'm sorry, Brother Kim, for interrupting.
Go ahead, family.
I wanted to say this before I forget. The key is just reprogramming your taste buds, because at the end of the day, everything that tastes good to us is most of the time it's going to be deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, our parents didn't know any better, but they programmed our taste buds for death.
Look.
So what we do, we pass down to the babies also. We program their taste buds for death. So that's why we have to sever these generational curses right there.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Because my friends, they always be like, you eat WP snacks, so that's white people snacks. Because the stuff that I eat, they be
White
like,
people snacks.
So when it being healthy be associated with being white people?
that's just what they say, because
Same-
they want fried chicken, or they want the stuff, the bad stuff.
Where they got it from?
They got it from us.
They got it from us.
So they stole our white people snacks and turned them white people snacks.
So our healthy stuff that I eat, my friends be like, oh,
The stuff that grew naturally on the land, right? The stuff that grew naturally on the land.
Yep.
Okay.
Like today, I posted my dates. I eat my dates every day.
yeah.
So I eat my 3
They
to
serve
4
it good,
dates
too.
in my juice.
Did you bring any dates?
No, I didn't bring those.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Shame on you. Back in class.
It's crazy, like how people think about the taste, because like now, because I'm switching, I'm converting. I've stopped eating all the meats and stuff like that, and been trying to eat more plant based and vegan and vegetarian. I won't call myself that or label myself
Don't
that.
identify yourself.
That's wise.
Yeah.
That's wise.
Just
And
let them know that you're for survival.
Don't
You're
individualize
for
yourself.
survival. You're going to do what it takes to survive.
See, we are.
You gotta be healthy. You're not dieting. You're healthy, healing, healthy. You're not
That's a
dieting.
lifestyle. That's what I
Thank you.
think.
Because everybody's like, "Are you vegan? Are you vegetarian?" It's like, bro, I'm
Individualism.
I'm a
I'm
person
eating.
who likes to
I'm
eat
eating.
healthy.
I'm
What
eating.
the
That's
fuck?
it.
I'm eating to live.
What
I'm
you doing?
eating to live.
Like everybody
What
has to
you
have a
doing?
label or a title for what they are, what they do. It's like, bro, I just like to eat healthy, bro. But anyway, since I've been doing that, everything has changed, and like my taste taste is so much different. Like a lot of vegetables and fruits and stuff like I used to couldn't stand, like spinach. I could not stand spinach, bro. But I will tear some spinach up now.
Yeah.
And look at some chicken.
All right, Popeye.
And look at chicken like now I can't even look at chicken the same way, because I look at it as a body part. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think about it as if I was eating a human. It's like it's nasty. You know,
Man,
it's
stop,
blood.
stop. It ain't
bones.
like eating a human, man. It's just it's just some flesh. Man, stop it.
And it's very important that you do so.
You think about, I'm an animal lover as well. You think about what they do to these animals. It's like, this is a being. You know, this animal is not placed here for you to humiliate and mangle and strangle and torture and break. Like, you're destroying things that are making this earth better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They treat people. They treat people worse,
put that in my
family.
body.
Yeah.
That's your ancestors.
It's the ancestors, and they
That's
treat
your
people worse.
ancestors. If you don't know nature, you don't know yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about. It's very important that, we overstand and understand that, and we don't. That is, for the most part, when you are eating these animals, you are destroying the future. And it was intended, for that to happen. You destroy the future, because the animals, they have a job in the ecosystem also.
Yeah.
So when you eating certain animals, they can't do their role. They can't play their role in the, a part of the ecosystem.
Right.
That's just that's just the way it is.
Yeah. And
You
then
have to think about that.
All this talk about food is making me hungry.
And like I said, and it's very important that we do so in this time, because all compromised immune systems will perish.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point,
Facts.
all compromised immune systems will perish. So regardless if it's COVID, which is something that they made up in the first place, because if it wasn't no COVID, you'd be still dying at the same rate. because what you eat on a daily basis.
Wait a minute. So you mean nobody has high blood pressure no more?
That's right. Every other disease went away since COVID.
What happened to diabetes?
What happened to diabetes? Ain't nobody getting no more STDs.
What happened to the flu? Ain't it flu
We're not gonna
season?
celebrate cancer.
You get your
this
flu
year?
shot? No, you get your corona shot.
Everything vanished when COVID stepped on the scene.
Wow.
That's amazing. But see, people have to realize that we still had these expressions, and we've been, having these certain behaviors of eating a certain food for all this time, and you don't think there's no repercussions for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Your body been telling you the whole time, but we don't know. This is why it's so critical to know your history. This is what we do as far as in Kemetic Science Institute. Like, this is the culture. The culture teaches you how to survive. And it's a political, social, and economic necessity for you to know to not know anything about your culture. Because if you don't know anything about your culture, then you don't know that you eat poison on a daily basis and call it food.
Right.
And you are ensuring that other people are going to survive and you are not.
And they're the ones holding the keys to your future of surviving.
That's right. And they holding the keys to what you're going to teach your babies on how to kill themselves. I keep going back to that because this is what is Kemetic Science Institute was derived to save babies. And I want to say this real fast so the listeners will know how Kemetic Science, come about. For the most part, with all the other traumas that we go through, on a daily basis, I had someone that kept me away from my son. So when that happened, that was trauma to me. So what I did was I went in a room and I studied. I studied myself. And when I studied myself, I realized how dysfunctional and insane I was. So once I identified that, I knew that everybody else is a reflection of me. And once I realized that everybody was a reflection of me, I knew the help that everybody needed in the community just by knowing me. And then I knew how much that these babies were suffering because I knew how much I was suffering. So this store is no more than the few. What I go through, my suffering, I channel that into fuel and will risk everything to save these babies. Because now I have to look at the babies. Because you have to look at it like this also. I can't take my child and neglect other children because I realize how tied we are as people. So if I take my child and give my child all the tools that's needed and then I neglect the other kids of the community, then those kids are going to be the one that come get my child. So we have to realize as parents how important each parent is and how vital and imperative the father is and the mother is in their natural state. Okay? And so even to this day, I have problems with, seeing my son. But this is what we're here to crack the codes, to educate the women. We have the classes to educate the women. We have the classes to educate the men. Because you have to be dysfunctional and insane to not allow a parent to be a part of their child's life, not knowing that you are killing your child in their footsteps and have no idea.
Man.
I agree to that.
Yeah, what a way to end it.
Lot.
Oh, my goodness. So, well, to sum it all up, I can't sum any of it up. He just did. But just so everybody knows, this is your shout out for the actual institute where everybody can know they can reach you at. This is all you right now.
I appreciate, y'all coming to the store and showing love. And definitely y'all have to come back. We appreciate the community for showing love. I appreciate, Brother Kim, Brother Twan, Sister Siobhan, Sister Jazz, my niece Sonny, my mom and dad. We all play a part. And, also, my sister. We all play a part in making the wheels turn. And it's so much more that we're coming with for the community. I can show you better than I can tell you what we're gonna do. I can, know me, I can speak all day, but I say, don't believe nothing I say, just watch my actions. And like I said, for the most part, I appreciate, all the love, and people know that it took a while for people to understand that Kemetic is authentic, and we're coming regardless, and this is a war and we know it. So what we laugh about in the story is we going out the back door blazing, because if you know that people are coming to kill you anyway, why not fight?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll be ready for the fight.
That is the truth.
Yeah, if they coming for you anyway, they always send an assassin, and then they kill the assassin.
Yeah.
After they've done their job.
After they've done their job, they always double back and kill the assassin. So, what we say is, if your food, air, and your water is being poisoned on a daily basis, why not fight? There's no vote that's going to save you from that, from your air, your food, and your water being poisoned on a daily basis. It's all up to you. That's right. It's all up to us. It's what we're going to do.
That's true.
I think what Brother Prince forgot to mention, that we are at 1001 East WT Harris Boulevard.
Y'all know they fighting, okay? Don't come
Say it
in.
one more time, brother. Say it one more time.
1001 East WT Harris Boulevard, Suite S as in Sam. Come see us. We're there for you. We'll greet you with open arms.
I appreciate that.
And also check us out on IG at Kemetic Science Institute without the underscore after it. That is a fraudulent account. Please report. Thank you.
All right. Hey, with that being said, this is your boy Kemetic Energy.
Hey, girl, Golden.
Prince 1.
Brother Twan.
Brother Kim.
Sade.
Your boy Cray Noob.
Peace out, people.
Hey, we should fade out like that. Damn, I wish everybody would have did it. Nah.
This show is produced by Livewire Sound and Entertainment. If you're looking to rent premium sound equipment for your next concert or podcast at a low price, go to www.livewiresoundent.com.
Dirty Mouth Radio.